everyone, I'm Sydney.
And I'm Natalie.
And we're here to review yet another Hallmark Christmas movie,
Yay.
The Spirit of Christmas, directed by David Jackson and released by the Hallmark Corporation in 2015.
It is a lovely twist on the normal Hallmark movie because it adds a bit of mystery and thriller. We will be rating this movie in 5 categories: acting, how it plays on the emotions of its viewers, originality, movie set, and characters, scoring each 1 to 5.
1 meaning it's absolutely horrible, and 5 being it's fantastic. And at the end, we'll average the scores and give it a rating 1 out of 5 candy canes.
Not seen The Spirit of Christmas. It's a drama mystery starring Jen Lilly as Kate, who is a lawyer who does not have a lot of a life outside of her work life, and who also is not really interested in love at all.
And Thomas Bowden is Daniel. He's the main love interest, and he's a mysterious newcomer to Kate, and he has kind of a supernatural vibe. There's also Rafferty, the innkeeper, played by Robert Walsh, and he guides Kate and says, hey, Daniel's not this bad guy, and he really roots for them throughout the whole movie.
So, the start of the movie, kind of suspenseful, not really, but Kate is sitting at this dinner, and there's a dude across from her. You think, looks like a fancy dinner, maybe he's gonna propose? No. They break up, and he breaks up with her, but she's excited about it, tells all about how all these other boyfriends didn't work for her, and she's not really into the whole love thing, and, you know? Then the next day, shot of her at work, and her boss Oliver is all like, hey, Kate, we need you to go to this inn, Hollygrove Inn, because there is a ghost. So then she arrives, and the other appraiser is literally running out the door because he arrived early, and the ghost scared him, so he was, like, trying to leave.
See ya.
Yeah. And then Kate goes in there, and she's like, what the heck happened? And then that's when she meets Rafferty, and Rafferty's like, I'm leaving because it's December 13th, and as of tradition, I always leave on December 13th and don't come back until December 25th, which is kind of weird, and she thinks it's kind of weird. And he's like, you probably shouldn't stay here either.
Kate's like, no, I'm like the strong, independent woman, which go her, but she decides, no, I'm gonna stay here anyway. But as she's staying the night, she gets kind of freaked out. Ooh, there's something here, like, I'm reading my book, and now I'm scared.
So she decides to do the smart thing and walk down the stairs to go check it out.
And she sees a strange tall man. She calls the police,
Yes.
and she's like, there's an intruder, like, go find him. And the sheriff goes through the house, and then he's like, there's no one here, you're kind of crazy. Are you sure you didn't get hit in the head too hard?
At the beginning, she's just trying to sell this house, but Daniel being a ghost does not help it sell. And then she finds out that Daniel is only like, he's like a real person, but only for 12 days from December 13th to December 24th at midnight.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. And he just like really likes to eat food during that time period because he can taste it.
It's satisfying, apparently.
Who knows? Well, eventually she's just like, well, how do we get him gone? So she like totally delves into his own personal history, and she's all like asking him a bunch of questions, and they find out his fiance, Lady Lily, who Daniel was alive in like the 1800s. It was like a long time.
12.
He's been coming back for 12 days for like 95 years.
He's
or
a
something.
bootlegger.
Yeah, he was a bootlegger, and that's what got him killed, because he tried to leave the bootlegging society, and they murdered him.
Yeah, a mobster was like,
with a rock. And then, so Kate's trying to figure out, like, whoa, who killed this dude? Like, why is he dead? Why is he still here if he's dead?
yeah,
you know?
like, you should have died 95 years ago, but
Excuse
here we
me.
are.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like, I don't want to get into it, like, this is too personal, I'm not feeling it, I'm just going to be cursed like this for the rest of my life.
Daniel starts to open up a little bit to Kate, because she, like, is really pestering him. She just keeps going at it.
He also thinks she's kind of cute.
He does think she's cute. And more about his past. He owned the inn in, like, a long time back. He owned it with his cousin, and then the inn was, like, gonna be sold, and he didn't want that because there was this really cute girl named Lily who eventually became his fiance, who's like, the inn is one of the reasons that I fell in love with you. And then, so he's like, well, I gotta keep this. So that's why he became a bootlegger.
He went to Canada for a few weeks, or a few days right before Christmas, and Lily's like, oh my gosh, you're leaving me on Christmas, you better be back by Christmas. And he almost made his promise, you guys.
He saw her.
So close. He saw her on the porch, and all of a sudden he gets hit in the back of the head with a rock and dies.
Bam! Dead.
Blood everywhere. It was just spurting.
Not
For
good.
a Hallmark movie, kind of graphic.
Yeah, very graphic for Hallmark. They learned that Lily was pregnant, and he thought that it was his brother's kid because his brother had feelings for Lily, even though Lily was his fiance.
And his brother married Lily right after Daniel
Like,
died.
1 month after he died. So he was like,
Right
scandal.
away. He was like, wow, Lily never loved me. Why did I try? I could still be alive. Well, I couldn't still be alive, but I could have lived longer.
Right? And then they find out that actually the baby was Daniel's, and Lily only married his brother so that she could hide that she got pregnant before they got married. And then they find out that she died. Was really sad about it, but you can tell that he's starting to have feelings for like Kate, and she's starting to have feelings for him, and it's super exciting. And then her boss calls, and he's like, "What have you been doing? You haven't gotten it appraised. You're not doing your job.
Get back to Boston."
He's like, "Kate, you gotta be here for Christmas Eve. You can't go back to that inn. You have to have your priorities straight." And then she leaves her work. Leaves. Gone. Goes back to the inn by Daniel, and she's like, "I'm gonna help you figure this out. We're gonna free you. You're gonna be great." They have a dance. There's like a Christmas Eve ball.
Which is the thing he got killed during in 1812. And he's like, it's the first time it's been hosted at the inn since, because there's been such, like, horribleness around it.
Yeah.
And then at the ball, he sees 2 ghosts.
Lily.
Well, he's still a ghost.
Yeah. And he sees Lily and his cousin, who was his co-bootlegger person. And basically, she, like, leads him upstairs, and they're, like, I don't know, they're just kind of talking. And then he sees his cousin, and his cousin's like, "I did it. I killed you. Because
I'm so sorry.
the mobster made me because you left. And he was going to kill my family."
Yeah, and my baby was so little. And
He was in the inn, and he, like, didn't go to an afterworld because he was scared of judgment. And then Daniel was like, "Don't be afraid, cousin. I forgive you." And it was a very emotional moment.
it was so emotional. I cried.
I cried a little bit, too.
Just a little bit. Because then they realized that the curse was actually a blessing. Because
Yes.
Lily, like, wished this for him or something. We don't really know how that worked.
Yeah.
But she's like, "Hey, you're gonna be real for 12 days every
The 12
year."
days you lied to me and went bootlegging instead of staying home.
Yeah, so from the 13th to the 24th, every year, you are going to be real. And she did that so he could get over what happened to him, because he was bitter for, like, 95 years.
Kate came up and she was like, "Bro, what happened?" And he's like, "I only have like 5 minutes left and then I disappear for a whole year." And she's like, "I will wait for you and I will be with you for those 12 days every year. I will wait for you. I love you." And he's like,
It's
"I
so
love you too.
sweet.
And I can't ask you to do that." But then she does it and then she falls asleep. Lily, his ex-fiance ghost, leads him out the front door to the gate, and she's like, "Come with me to the afterworld." And he's like, "I can't,
Maybe.
Kate." And then she's like, "It's your choice." And she walks through this gate and disappears.
And we don't know what happens. We're like, oh, he probably went with Kate. Like, he's been obsessing with her the whole movie. Not Kate. Lily. He's been obsessing with her the whole movie.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, kind of a mess. And then all of a sudden,
Kate wakes up and she's like sad. She's like, "Oh, he's gone. That's sad." But then she walks outside and she sees him and they have a happy reunion. And then he's like, "It's broken and I get to stay with you. Woohoo!"
yay!
Did you know basically what happened during the movie? We're gonna rate it with our 5 categories, starting with acting.
Kate was a bad actor. We loved Kate. We loved her, the idea of Kate. She looked like she had too much Botox or something, and her face only showed one emotion, whether she was crying or happy. She was just like deer in the headlights.
There was this one scene that was supposed to be super dramatic when Daniel proved that he was a ghost. And he just, like, disappeared, and she just, like, was supposed to fall over in shock. And really, I just got, like, she accidentally tripped and was, like, nervous about it. But it wasn't, like...
It was embarrassing.
Yeah, I was embarrassed.
I was embarrassed for her, too.
Also, the cop.
Condescending. I was offended. I felt like, you don't do your job well.
No, he really... I don't know. There was not much there. I feel like he could have done a bit more dramatic. Maybe made us feel like he was actually a cop and not just someone wearing a cop uniform. I don't know.
Yeah, he looked like he was on desk work. Like, he filled out paperwork. He didn't actually arrest anyone.
There was not a lot of upshining acting. I mean, maybe Daniel was pretty good. He had a couple crying scenes that were really...
They were good.
They were touching. They were touching.
They were.
It's like the emotion was real. So we decided to give acting 2 candy canes. We weren't a huge fan, really. And
it was bad acting, but it's Hallmark.
Hallmark, typical.
I don't know what you expected.
Yeah.
I don't know what I expected. Kind of let down, but it's fine.
Yeah. The second one is how it played on the emotions of the people watching.
A roller coaster.
Yeah.
Honestly, there was horror, there was mystery, there were ghosts in the closet, there was this lady in the inn all alone. It was insane.
When the ghost was in the closet, I freaked out.
My mom screamed.
It was a bit of terror.
It was scary.
It was scary for a Hallmark
And the doors slammed, and we were like, what is going on?
It was like mixing some sort of horror movie with your favorite love story. I don't know.
It was kind of good, though.
It made it more enjoyable. I think it made
did.
the happy moments really,
Yeah.
It made the happy moments happier because,
Because we felt relieved when Daniel showed up, and we were like, oh, yes, knight in shining armor, whatever.
We also judge it on originality, and most people are like, Hallmark, you know what's gonna happen, but that's not the case.
That's not what happened. We were like, wait, what?
There's
you
a ghost?
could not predict this.
What? And he was a good ghost?
A good ghost, yeah.
What? Also original, she was like a workaholic, and most times when they show strong independent women workaholics, they end up staying strong working, and she just she was still strong at the end, strong and independent, but she got to be with Daniel, who made her stronger.
Yes, because they were together. They made each other stronger.
It was lovely.
Yes, so it was similar. It was still a Hallmark movie, but the originality was a 5 out of 5.
Let's talk about the movie set.
Gorgeous.
One of my favorite movie sets ever. I would live in that hotel.
It was so cute.
Detail that they had in the inn just fit flawlessly with the storyline.
And it, bridged the gap because there were flashbacks to 1812 when he was still alive and current day. And it just went really seamlessly. There wasn't any, oh, this is a different set. They put different stuff in it. They kept it all the same, which was nice. And in the beginning of the movie, they just flashed a bunch of pictures of different, wintry scenes in Boston. And it was so cute.
It's so cute.
It just set the tone. It was wow, cozy Christmas, winter, snow.
It was lovely. Now we're going to talk about the character development. Honestly, a little disappointed with the character development. Oliver the boss, there was nothing there. He was just some angry dude. No one knew what he was trying to do. No one knew what he wanted. He was just there.
And he wasn't that angry.
No. He should have been angrier.
I want to be in the Bahamas. And we're all like, okay, and?
They should have shown us why he needed to be there,
Yeah, he was a foil to Jane, but there were never any repercussions when she didn't listen to him. So it was just kind of oh, he's a pushover.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was Rafferty. I personally enjoyed Rafferty. I thought he really added to the storyline. He was, given really great advice. Personally, loved Daniel. Daniel's character, fantastic. Great build. Learned all about his background.
Yeah, Daniel was great. He was so, set in stone in the beginning, I'm not going to talk to you, get out of my inn, trespasser. But then we slowly chipped away at that as the plot went on, and it was really touching. I think he was the best actor out of all of them.
Oh, by far the best actor. And he just had a really great transformation from being this really grumpy person, like Sydney said, to, this guy who was open to discovering, what's up, what's going on. And then, in the end, when he forgave his cousin for murdering him, wow.
Your heart.
What a transformation, what an evolution of character right there. And then, finally, Kate.
We've talked about Kate. We don't like Kate. We like the idea of Kate. But she was...
Yeah. She could have been better. There's not much background. We know her parents are divorced. We know she finds it hard to love people. We're not totally sure why. Really think it's more inner, lack of self-security.
She needs a therapist.
Yeah, she just, doesn't trust other people, maybe? Or, she's just really not trusting.
She's too nosy.
She's very nosy.
I don't like it.
I think she had another level of problems that could have been further discussed in the movie. And she didn't really change.
Yeah.
She just stayed the same. I didn't love it. Daniel had, a change. He was growing. He had a lot of personal growth. Kate? No. Not really. Overall, we gave the characters a 3 because we had some really shining stars like Daniel.
And then we had Kate.
It was Kate. Not a fan.
No, we don't like Kate.
So when we averaged out all of our 5 different sectors, acting, emotionality, originality, movie set, and characters, we decided that the movie as an overall got a 3.8.
Which is pretty high for how much we just ripped on Kate. But everyone else was really outstanding. And
The sets, fantastic.
Gorgeous.
Highlights. I definitely didn't think Daniel and Kate were going to get together. I thought Kate was just going to be a loner and Daniel was going to go back with Lily. But it didn't happen.
I thought Lily was going to become real, but that never happened.
Oh, that would have been really
They could
cool.
have, like, thrown hands. It would have been really entertaining.
Ooh.
Yeah. I guess I should be a director. So we gave it 3.8 candy canes.
I think I would recommend someone who enjoys Hallmark movies. I don't think it's for everyone.
To wrap everything up, with our 3.8 out of 5 candy canes and 96% of Google users liking this movie, we recommend it, and
especially during the Christmas season.
Yes. If you want to watch it in July, knock yourself out, but it's good any time of year, really. But Christmas time?
For sure. Well, thank you for
watching.
watching.